My name is Dulcinea, and I'm going to be leading you through 60 minutes of Vinyasa yoga on this lovely, yet somewhat gray Friday afternoon here in Seattle. To get started, I like to always talk about some props you might want for practice, and I'll give you some options for props if you're at home without traditional yoga props. So what might be helpful are 2 blocks. If you have yoga blocks, these can be super handy, and if you don't, that's not a problem. You can use tightly rolled up blankets or books or edges of chairs or whatever you have just to bring the earth a little bit closer to you in poses. These aren't totally necessary either, especially if you're more accustomed to the practice, but they can be really handy. And another prop you will want is a yoga strap, especially for the warm-up today is really when we're going to be using the strap. And if you don't have a yoga strap, again, we can use a scarf or a belt or any kind of rope that you could tie a knot in, just anything will work just fine. So if you don't already have those gathered, you might want to gather them. And then we'll begin class in a comfortable Sukhasana, which is an easy seated pose. So you'll come to sit on your sitting bones. And it really can help in this shape to prop yourself up on a little bit of height. So that might mean on a pillow or on your trusty yoga block, placing it under your seat just to get taller through the spine. Give yourself a little more height here. Take your hands and manually move the flesh away from your sitting bones. So yes, that means grab your booty and move it out away from your spine. Again, this helps us get a taller spine and a more clear entry into practice. Now, before we settle too much, look down at your legs and notice what leg did you automatically put in front. I invite you to switch your legs. So now you're sitting the way that you normally wouldn't be sitting in Sukhasana or cross-legged position. And once you're here, you've taken the time to fidget and get comfortable. You can place your hands on your lap and close your eyes. And take a moment to drop into your internal landscape, letting the happenings of the day drift away and enter this space here on your mat. Taking this moment to just notice what's going on inside. How is your breathing? Were you aware of it until this moment today? How is your body? What spaces feel tight? And what spaces feel spacious? How is your mind, your spirit, your emotional landscape? Have you taken a moment today to really tap into that? As we close our eyes here, we're just checking in. We're not judging. We're not trying to change anything just yet. We're just gathering here on our mats and studying the self in a compassionate and loving way. As you breathe in, you get taller through your spine, lighter through your heart. And as you exhale, you root down deeper through the sitting bones. Your thighs get a little heavier. Inhaling again, getting taller through crown. And exhaling to get heavier, lower through seat. Continuing to breathe in this way as we acclimate to the practice little by little. We can acknowledge that there's a pulsation of opposites happening, even right here in this simple breathing exercise. There's a lengthening, as we said, through the spine. Yet a heavying through the pelvis, these oppositional energies moving away from each other with every breath. And in yoga, this pulsation of opposite energies, this dance of opposites, we call this spanda. And spanda is something, this idea, that really helps us not just on our mat and in our practice to embrace these paradoxes and these opposites, but it also helps us through the rest of our lives to embrace the paradoxes we encounter as well. So today, as we breathe and we move through practice, we'll be kind of playing with this idea of spanda. We're going to be chasing a lot of strong postures today. It's going to be a strong practice. And how can we also be soft within that strength? This is the question that I will open up as the invitation for intention today, but you can intend anything you want out of your practice. This is simply my invitation, as I said. To embrace the paradox of not just our practice, but of our lives. Let's breathe in here together for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath at the top, constrict the breath. And maybe open mouth exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Grounding down. Inhale to expand for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold. And breathe in this way for one more round, counting on your own as I turn on our music before we begin moving. Breathing in your own count. In for 4, holding at the top, and out for 4. And when you're at the bottom of that exhale, keep your eyes closed for another moment. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra and heart center. And connect to your beating heart. Let your thumbs gently touch the space above your heart and feel the heartbeat gently press into them. This beating of your heart is like the drum beat, this reminder, this anchor that it can hold you through all of practice. And as you're ready, you can slowly bring your hands to your lap and gently open your eyes for some gentle spinal rolls to warm up. Nothing too crazy yet. Rolling the shoulders back as we inhale, and as we exhale, rounding the spine and pushing forward. Kind of like cat-cow, but seated. Just moving through the spine, forward and back, every round of breath. Just slowly waking up our spine and noticing what's going on inside. And if you've been going backwards this whole time, begin by switching directions. So bringing your shoulders forward in these loops. Just softening through the upper body little by little. And as you're ready, you can slowly come back to neutral spine. Walk your fingertips alongside you and inhale, swoop your arms overhead. Exhale, hands through your heart. Inhale, swoop your arms overhead. Exhale, hands through your heart. Once more, inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart and keep them there for a moment. Let's finally seal this intention for practice. This intention of embrace of the opposites, to embrace the whole of who we are on and off our mats with one Om. We'll first inhale to clear the breath in and out. We'll inhale for Om. Join if you wish. Bow your head to your heart, honoring all that is you. And as you're ready, you can bring your hands down. Slowly open your eyes again if they were closed, and move your block or your prop you were sitting on aside, but have it near because you may need it soon. And join me here in a tabletop pose. We're just going to take a few cat-cows today, not a whole lot of it. We'll start in a standard tabletop pose, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Inhale, swoop your heart forward for a cow. Exhale, push the earth away around the spine for cat. Inhale, roll your heart open, cow pose. Spread your fingers wide. Exhale, round your spine, cat. Once more, as fluidly as you can, slowly roll your heart forward for cow pose. And just as fluidly and slowly push the earth away, cat. Come back to neutral spine now. Let's warm up our wrists a little bit. So let's turn our fingers back towards our knees if that's accessible. And if it's not, you can point your fingers out to the sides of your mat. So if they're out to the sides, it might feel natural to move side to side and stretch out the wrists. Or if they're pointing back, it probably feels more natural to lean back and forward. Just having a little bit of joint love here. Just pulse forward and back a few more times. Maybe as you lean back, you'll hold it there for a minute, breathing deeply into your wrist creases. And exhale, coming back forward, plant the hands. And your next inhale, lift your knees, hover them a few inches off the ground. Let's get the core fired up here. Press down through your palms, a slight doming in the upper back as you squeeze your knees in towards your wrists. But your toes are still down, creating resistance. Inhale here. Hold for the exhale. Woo. One more breath in. And exhale. Send your knees back, your hips back, and press up into downward facing dog. In your first down dog of the day, be gentle, be kind to yourself. We might be on a quest for strength, but that doesn't mean that we can't be compassionate to ourselves and listen to what we need. So if that means bending a knee at a time, take it. Take it, it's yours. If that means finding stillness, you can take that too. Wrapping our triceps in toward one another, plugging our shoulder blades into our back, pressing our hips up very high, even if that means bending the knees. Belly draws in, almost like a stomach vacuum here in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Establishing a firm foundation before we get into motion right here in down dog. How can this feel strong? And how can it also feel spacious? Inhale, look ahead of you. Exhale, walk your feet towards your hands. And fold in half, Uttanasana. Bend the knees this first time especially. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your spine. And exhale, fold in. Press down through both feet and inhale, rise all the way to standing Urdhva Hastasana. Arms reach overhead. And exhale, right away, ride the wave, fold back in Uttanasana. Inhale, unroll your spine, slowly come up to standing, slowly reaching arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, cactus your elbows, and then ride the wave all the way back down. Draw your belly back as you fold in. Press through your feet. Inhale, rise back up, swoop your arms overhead. Exhale to cactus. Inhale, reach up. Exhale to cactus. Open your arms wide this time as you exhale to fold all the way in. Inhale, rise up one more time. Reach your arms overhead. And this time as you exhale, bend your knees, send your hips back in space for fierce pose, Utkatasana. And right here, let's establish some strength. In fact, if you have a block, these can be very handy in establishing a strong fierce pose or a water bottle, anything. Place it between your thighs. Just for this first round, we'll do this to get really strong in the legs here. Squeeze your thighs into your block. Like you're trying to squeeze it and send it behind you, so you're spinning your inner thighs back. Stay here. Lift your arms. Be here for 5. Sink a little deeper, 4. Reach your arms a little higher, 3, 2, and on 1, slowly fold in half. You can remove the block or the water bottle. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step your feet back to a plank pose. Spread your fingers wide. Squeeze your hands and feet toward one another. Inhale. Exhale, lower to your belly this time. Press the tops of your feet down. Inhale, swoop your heart forward, cobra pose. Exhale to tuck your toes and send your hips back to downward facing dog. Just here for one big breath in. And an open mouth exhale to clear. Inhale, look to the top of the mat. Exhale, walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands to your shins to start can be nice. Exhale, fold in. Press down through your feet. Inhale, rise all the way to standing. Exhale, cactus your elbows, but stay upright. Have a little heart opening action here. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, cactus again. Open your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. And this time, exhale, sink in, fierce pose again. Go a little deeper through the pelvis. Embrace the paradox here. We're going to get strong through the legs, but light and carefree through the heart. Inhale. As we exhale, left arm goes back for an open arm twist. Gaze over left shoulder. Inhale brings you forward to center. Exhale, right arm goes back, open arm twist. Inhale to center. Let's do that once more. Go a little deeper. Inhale, left arm goes back. Come to center. Exhale, right arm goes back. Draw your belly back. Come up to center. Inhale in fierce pose. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your spine. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Embrace the strength here. Inhale. Exhale, lower down chaturanga or to your belly. Inhale, cobra pose or upward facing dog. Pull your shoulders back. Exhale, roll over your toes to downward facing dog. And let's begin flowing. Inhale, right leg goes high here. Point your toes down though, square your hips. And exhale, slowly step your foot between your hands. Lower the left knee down. Left fingertips stay down. Open arm twist, right arm goes up. Inhale. Hold for the exhale. And inhale, swoop your right arm forward. Your left arm follows for Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Inhale, standard low lunge to start. Hold for the exhale. Get deeper in the quad here. And as you inhale, keep your hands in prayer overhead and bring the prayer behind your head for a heart opener. Inhale here. And then exhale, take your arms in the shape they are, but bring them forward to crunch toward your knee. Inhale, open your heart here. Exhale, squeeze it in, elbows toward knee, holding the prayer shape. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, crunch it in here and hold here, squeeze. Squeeze your legs toward one another for 3, for 2. And on 1, inhale, lift up, open up here. Exhale, hands frame your right foot. Lift your left knee off the ground. Step it back, plank pose. Inhale. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, cobra pose or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg goes high. Point the toes down, square the hips. Exhale, step your foot between your hands for second side. Right fingertips stay down. Open your left arm up to the sky. Open arm twist. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, swoop your left arm forward. Right arm follows. Anjaneya. Holding here in the standard form for a moment. Find a scissoring action between your legs for stability. Reach your arms a little higher. Take a deep breath in. And a big breath out. Next inhale, bend your elbows, bring that prayer behind your head and open your heart up. Exhale, crunch your elbows toward your knee. Inhale, bring the prayer up, open your heart. Exhale, squeeze it all into the midline. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, contract and hold here. Strengthen your container for 3, for 2. And on 1, inhale, open your heart. Exhale, hands frame your foot. Lift the right knee, step it back, plank pose. Push the earth away from you. Scrub your hands towards your heels. Exhale, chaturanga, slowly lower. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do a big breath in and down dog. And as you exhale, empty your belly. Do that again. Inhale, big breath in. And as you exhale, hollow out your belly like a stomach vacuum. Beautiful. Inhale, right leg goes up. Keep the toes pointing down, square the pelvis. Exhale, step your foot between your hands. But this time right away, inhale, rise, Anjaneyasana. And exhale, take your prayer and make it a twist over to the right. Left elbow hooks on the outside of right knee. Emptying your belly, pulling it away from your right thigh. Inhale. Hold for the exhale. And then inhale, swoop your arms overhead. This time lift the left knee off the ground to be in high lunge for the same motions. We'll inhale to open our heart, bring the prayer behind our skull. And exhale to lean forward, hinge forward. Bring your elbows towards your right knee. Inhale, open your heart here in this lunge variation. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, really ride the breath here to open your heart in all directions. And exhale, really squeeze it out. Listen to the sound of your Ujjayi breath. This time, inhale, open up, lean even further back. And exhale, hands frame your right foot. Step it back, plank, inhale. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing. Inhale, left leg goes high right away. Exhale, step it between your hands, lower the back knee down. Rise, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. Scissor the legs together, inhale. Exhale, hands come to a prayer twist, right elbow to left knee, hook it on for leverage. Bring your hands closer to your heart as you empty your belly. Hold for the inhale, as well as for the exhale. And inhale, bring your prayer hands, swoop them overhead and lift the back knee off the ground for high crescent lunge. Inhale, open your heart, bring the prayer behind your head. And exhale, hinge forward to squeeze it all in. Inhale, lift up, open your heart, stay strong in the legs. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, open up, keep your low belly engaged. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, rise, hold at the heart opening. Press your skull into your hands and lean back a little further. Exhale, hands frame your left foot. Step it back to plank. Inhale. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Really spread your toes wide here. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take another deep breath in here. And an exhale to really vacuum the stomach out. Empty the contents. Another big breath in. Exhale, stomach vacuum. Draw your belly towards your spine. One more time, big breath in. Exhale, empty your belly. Inhale, lift your right leg high. Exhale, step your foot between your hands, and this time, right away, rise, high crescent lunge. It's okay to bend the back knee, it's totally fine. It's better than hyperextending the knee here, just keep that in mind. Reach your hands up, inhale. Exhale, prayer twist, hook it on to the outside of the right knee. Emptying your belly here, working on the core through twisting today, as you've probably figured out by now. Take a deep breath in. And an open mouth exhale, clear something from your system. Inhale, bring your arms up, prayer, open your heart. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, open up. Exhale, contract, embrace the paradox. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, get stronger through your belly. Listen for the change here. Inhale, open your heart. And this time, as you exhale, Come forward, launch off your left foot. Come to balance on your right foot right away. So you're starting here in an Ekapada Tadasana with your left knee in your chest. Your right foot is planting down more into the ground, even deeper, even stronger. Commit to your standing leg here. And slowly push the left leg away from you. Bring your arms up as you inhale. And as you exhale, cactus your elbows. So here's a big paradox pose, okay? I don't really know what this pose is called. It's a combination of all sorts of things. But we want to stay really strong through the legs and the belly, really light through the heart, leaning back as well as kicking your leg forward. Hold here for 5. You might be shaking. That's good for 4, 3, 2, and 1. So slowly send your left leg back in space. Bring your arms behind you. A brief warrior number 3 with your left leg back. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the left foot down. And fold over your right leg for pyramid pose. Both legs are straight-ish. You know, straight's a relative term. And your hands could totally be on blocks here, alongside each side of your right foot. High on the ball of the back foot. Inhale to unroll your spine. Exhale to fold over your right leg. Hold here for 1 more inhale. And 1 more exhale to open up the hamstrings a little more. Inhale, halfway lift, unroll your spine. If you had blocks, set them aside. Hands frame your right foot, step it back, plank pose straight away. Or 3-legged plank, so keeping your right leg off the ground. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, place the foot down now for upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg goes high. Exhale, step it forward. Rise as you inhale, high lunge. Hands in prayer. Inhale to open your heart. Exhale, contract, squeeze it in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, let's get that prayer twist. Bring the right elbow on the outside of the left knee. Use the leverage of your elbow and your knee to really twist yourself a little deeper here. Inhale. Hold for the exhale. And now inhale, bring your arms up and open your heart. There we go. Exhale, squeeze it in. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Inhale, open your heart and feel the opening in your right quad. Exhale, squeeze it all in. Once more, inhale, open your heart. But this time we'll launch and we'll come to balance on the left foot. Right knee comes in your chest to start. Ekapada Tadasana. Feeling strong here before we go anywhere. Pressing down through your left leg more. Enlisting all the muscles in your leg here. Squaring your pelvis forward. Finding a state of equanimity here. A state of calm, of evenness. And then, in strength and grace, we'll slowly press the right leg forward, flexing the toes. Inhale, bring the arms up, and exhale, cactus your elbows. Lean your heart back while pushing your leg forward. It's a heart opener, it's core work if you're doing it right. It's everything. Be here for 5. If you're shaking like me, that's good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring the right leg back, your arms follow. For Virabhadrasana number 3, the airplane arms. Inhale. Exhale, slowly bring the right toes down for pyramid pose on the left side. High on the ball of the right foot. Your left foot can be planted. And again, if you want blocks here on either side of your foot, that's great. Or just be on fingertips or your hands. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold in half. Hold for an inhale, as well as an exhale. Inhale and roll your spine like ahead of you. Plant your hands and step back to plank or 3-point plank with your left leg lifted behind you. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Press it all the way down to inhale. To really drag your heart forward this time for upward facing dog. Take a huge breath between your collarbones. Exhale, roll over your toes, send your hips high, downward facing dog. You find a little wiggle through the hips here, a little groove. There's nothing wrong with getting creative and playful on your mat. In fact, I encourage it. In this time, we have to all sit still and follow these rules. Let your mat be a time where you can break some rules a little bit. How can we embrace the paradox? Can we honor our body in alignment and also get loose when we're able? Maybe moving your feet around and your hips around like I am, like a loosey-goosey dance. We'll just be in dog for one more inhale and one more exhale. Before we roll forward to plank pose, take your left knee towards your left tricep. Exhale, left leg goes high, down dog. Inhale, squeeze it all in. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, squeeze it in towards your left tricep again. Hold here for 5. Squeeze it in a little higher for 4, 3, 2. And on 1, we'll come on to right side plank. Right hand is planted. Right foot is on the ground. Left leg reaches. Left arm reaches. Stacking your feet maybe, or taking any variation here you want. For 3, for 2, and on 1, slowly turn forward to plank pose, and exhale, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, exhale right away, right knee towards right elbow, squeeze it. Inhale, lift it back, 3-legged dog. Come forward on the exhale, squeeze your knee towards your tricep, and reach it back. Exhale, bring it in, squeeze it in, and hold for 3. Contract the low belly and the sides of the belly. And 1, we'll come over to left side plank this time. Maybe extending limbs like a star. Maybe stacking your feet. Or maybe taking any version of a modified side plank here for 3. For 2. And on 1, slowly come forward, plank pose. Squeeze everything into the midline. And as we exhale, we're going to count to 10 to lower all the way to our bellies from plank. No bellies on the ground till we're at 0, okay? Puff up through your back. Start strong in your plank pose. Take a deep breath in through the back of your heart. And here we go. 10. Bend your elbows. 9. Draw your belly in. 8. 7. 6. It's getting harder. 5. 4. 3. 2, 1, 0. Oh, lay on your belly. Doesn't that feel so good now? Woo! Maybe rest a cheek for a moment. But not for too long, because we're going to get moving in just a sec. Eventually, facing forward again if you're resting a cheek. Take a few rounds of heart openers here. Inhale, we'll start with cobra pose. So in cobra, I really want to say to look back at your feet. Make sure your toes aren't sickling in. Make sure they're pointing straight back. With that in mind, inhale, drag your heart forward. Keep your hips heavy, cobra. Exhale, come down. Maybe walk your fingertips alongside you for gecko pose this time. Bend your elbows, come on, fingertips. And inhale, rise, pull your shoulders back. Breathe deeply in your chest here. Exhale, lower down. One more time, I'm gonna offer gecko pose, but make it even deeper and juicier. Inhale, drag your heart forward. Spin your elbows back a little bit. Take a huge breath in here. Exhale, lower to your belly. Hands frame your heart. Tuck your toes. Take a big breath in first. And exhale. Plank pose. Hold it. Hold for the inhale. Squeeze your hands and feet toward one another. If you're shaking, that's good. Hold here. We're almost there. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Lower the left knee down. This time we're heading for twisted monkey lunge. Left fingertips on the ground or on a block, whichever you need, but they're off to the left either way. Swoop your right hand back behind you and lift your left leg off the ground, bend the knee, flex the toes. Now engage your left hamstring a lot here. Your hamstring should be on. You'll know it's on if you feel it. You feel the ball of the hamstring on fire. Twist your body over to the right. And from here, if you can with ease grab your foot, do so. But what I don't want to see is you like yank your body around just to have the bind, right? Be where you are. Scissor your legs together for stability to promote an easeful opening through the heart. Send your hips back a little more to stretch your quad a little more. Inhale. And as you exhale, slowly bring your hands forward. Lift your back knee and simply swivel to the back of the mat for second side. Lower the right knee down. Walk your right fingertips off to the side on the floor on a block. And start here with a modest twist. Lifting up the back foot by bending the knee and turning the hamstring on. A strong integrated muscle is so important for a healthy opening here. And if it makes sense to swoop your left arm back to grab the foot, you can do so. Hold here. Breathe here. Sinking deeper into the right quad. Maybe sending your hips back in space to breathe more into it. My teacher, Greta Hill, taught me this pose, and it's become one of my favorite poses of the practice. Thigh stretching is so important. One more big breath in here. And exhale, slowly place the foot down. Hands come forward. And then swivel your body to the wide edge of your mat for a wide angle fold. And for a wide angle fold today, rather than our hands being directly underneath us, let's walk them way ahead, like you're a kitty cat crawling forward with your fingertips. But then you're plugging your hips way back in space and charging all of your weight into your heels for this functional forward fold variation. Spinning our inner thighs towards the back of the room. Spread your toes wider. Breathe space into your hips, into your low back, your inner thighs, and let your neck go long. Hold here for a count of 5. Let your hips go a little higher. 4. Melt your heart. 3, 2, and on 1, slowly walk your hands underneath your heart, halfway lift. Shine your heart brightly forward. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, when you halfway lift this time, point your toes out to the sides and come up and rise into goddess squat. Let's start compassionately here with our hands on our thighs. We'll be in this for a bit. Sorry, not sorry. Goddess pose is one of my favorite postures. You've probably figured that out if you've taken some of my classes. Sit a little deeper. Untuck your tail, which means, yep, stick your booty back. It's all good. Draw your low belly in to protect your low back here so you can keep the natural curve of the spine. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, dip your left shoulder in for a twist. Inhale, rise to center. Exhale, dip your right shoulder in for the twist. Inhale, rise to center and lift your arms up with you. Shine bright, shine tall. Inhale. And listen up close. As you exhale, gaze over to your right foot and launch yourself over to come to balance on it. Hold here. Inhale, left knee comes in chest. Exhale, cross your left ankle over your right thigh as you sink your hips in for this figure 4 fierce pose. Hands at your heart. Inhale. Exhale, sit a little deeper. Flex your toes, especially in your left foot here to protect your knee. Be here, even when it's hard. For one more inhale. And as you exhale, press through your right foot to bring your left knee in. And like you're moving through honey, send your left leg over and wide, right where we came into goddess squat. Inhale, bring your arms up. Exhale, look to the left for second side. Find your balance if you need it. And launch off. Bring your right knee in your chest. Exhale, cross the ankle over the left thigh and sink in here. Flex those right toes, protect your knee. Sit a little deeper. We're strengthening the legs, we're strengthening the low belly, but we're also opening through the hips, becoming strong and long all at the same time. Sit a little deeper. Keep breathing. This pose is so delicious. Hold for one more inhale. Exhale, press through your foot, bring your right knee in with intention and control. Slowly bring your right leg back and down for goddess. Inhale, rise. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, cactus. Inhale, reach them up. Interlace your fingers, bring them behind your head, and as you inhale, lean back, open your heart here. Exhale, straighten all your limbs. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, wide-legged fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And now exhale, let's return to the top of the mat. Step the right foot back in dog pose. And inhale, roll your spine forward to plank. Exhale, send your hips back down, dog. Inhale, roll forward, plank pose. Exhale, send them back. Inhale, roll forward one more time, plank. Exhale, lower to your belly. Press the tops of your feet down and inhale, rise to cobra pose or upward facing dog. Exhale, ride the breath like a fluid wave to downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in here. Hand and open mouth, exhale. Inhale, right leg goes high to the sky. Exhale, step it between your hands. Inhale to rise. Exhale, prayer twist, left elbow outside of right knee. Now, of course, you can stay here, or if a bind interests you, you could take your left arm underneath your right leg, your right arm back and around, past your low back, eventually to meet your left hand, perhaps, and lean your heart back here. Get long and strong through the legs at the same time. Inhale. Hold for the exhale. Inhale, let the bind go. Swoop your arms overhead. And here we go. Get ready, launch off. Come to balance on your right leg. Bring your left knee in. Exhale, cross it over for that figure four fierce again. Left ankle's over right thigh here. Now you can stay here, but we got a few more stops on the way being offered. Hold for the inhale here. As you exhale, maybe take your left elbow into the inner sole of your left foot. Using this like we used the knee in the twist, leverage to twist deeper. Stay strong here. Don't rush toward the arm balance, but know that it's coming as an option. Maybe take your left arm, extend it towards the ground. Open your right arm high first. Open your heart wings. Inhale. And of course, you can stay here. This is so much to work. But if you're into arm balancing, you can take your hands down right where they are on the ground. Your left arm is still inside the sole of the foot. Chaturanga through the arms, open through the heart here. I should scoot back so you can see me better. Coming into grasshopper pose, I'm pretty sure is the English name for it. Take your hands to the mat, spread them wide. Press the sole of your foot into your upper arm. Lift your right leg off the ground, maybe straighten it out. Be here for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come out the way you came in. First through the twist. Bring your hands to prayer. Slowly bring yourself up. Your right leg should be burning by now. Exhale, slowly send it back. And fold over your right leg for a juicy pyramid pose. Reveling in the breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to plank pose or 3-point plank with the right leg up. Inhale. Exhale, slowly lower chaturanga. Inhale, cobra pose or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're getting close, yogis. You're doing great. Inhale, left leg goes high. Exhale, step it between your hands and rise, high lunge. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, prayer twist. Take your right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Sit a little deeper here. Twist a little more, empty your belly. Now you could stay here in this prayer, that's great. Or if you're into binding, that's cool too. Take your right arm underneath your left leg maybe. Take your left arm behind you. Maybe clasp your hands underneath. But if you have the bind especially, don't let this sacrifice your heart opening. I all too often see people go like this. You want to lean your heart back. So if that means letting the bind go, do it. It's worth it. Hold here for the inhale. Hold for the exhale. And inhale to unwrap. Swoop your arms up. And right away, launch yourself forward. Your right knee is in your chest. And cross it over, sink in for figure 4 fierce variation. It's kind of like fierce pose and Sucharandrasana had a baby. I don't know. Breathe here. Send your hips a little deeper. And of course, you can stay here as always or join me for the journey. Twist over, so take your right elbow inside the sole of your right foot with your prayer hands. Pulling your belly away from your thighs here. Opening your heart still, even though we're contracted, embracing the paradox here. Maybe extend your right hand to the ground. Maybe lift your left arm up to the sky. And from here, this is a great place to be. Or join me in our arm balance playtime, bringing your hands down to the mat. Wrists are under the shoulders, chaturanga through the arms. Slowly lean in. Press the sole of your foot fiercely into the arm, and then maybe lift the left foot off the ground and extend the legs straight for grasshopper for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring it back. Exiting the way we came in, open arm twist. Back to our prayer. Back up to Ekapada Tadasana, right knee in the chest. Exhale slowly back, warrior 3. Just to transition into pyramid pose. Take a huge breath in here. And a juicy breath out. Breathe here into the back of your leg. Plugging your left hip back in space a little more. Allowing our heart rate to slow down a little bit here, but not too much because class will be over soon. Hands frame your left foot. Step it back to plank or 3-point. Inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Huge breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in through the back of your heart like my palm is resting between your shoulder blades. Puff up there. And as you exhale, breathe away from my hand. Breathe it out. Big breath in. And a clearing breath out. Hold here in your dog for another moment for grounding and stability. And as you're ready, inhale, the right leg comes high to the sky. Exhale, roll forward to a 3-point plank with the right leg up. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, squeeze your right knee in towards your belly. Hold here. And as you exhale, take the right foot out to the left or fall in triangle underneath you. Press down through your right palm. Elevate yourself, lift your hips. Open your heart, lean back. And slowly exhale, hands back to the mat. Simply slide your right knee in for pigeon pose. Ekapada, Rajakapotasana. Pigeon pose can be taken a few ways here. Your back toes can be tucked for more stability. This can help us keep everything nice and square. Or you can be on a flat back foot. But again, make sure your toes aren't sickling in. Point your toes straight back. Find a little lift to start. Inhale. And exhale, fold in for sleeping pigeon. Taking this moment to soften and return to compassion. But doing a lot of strengthening, but that doesn't mean we can't be soft too. We can be it all. We can embrace all of it if we want to. Breathing into your right hip, buoyant, light breaths. Breathing in to gather energy. And breathing out to release it out of your hip into the mat beneath you. One more breath in here. And as you exhale, slowly walk your hands in towards your heart. Big breath in. Tuck your back toes, lift your hips high, keep your right foot off the ground and take a couple knee circles before second side. Inhale, left leg goes high. Exhale, come on forward to 3-point plank. Hold for the inhale. Exhale, squeeze your left knee in towards your chest. Hold here. Push the earth away for 3, for 2. And on 1, we're coming into fallen triangle. Take your left foot out to the right. Press down through your left palm. Open your heart here. My yoga companion, one of my best friends, her name is Rosie. She calls this pose courageous triangle rather than fallen triangle. So be courageous here. Inhale. And exhale, swivel your hands down to the mat and simply bring your left knee behind your left wrist for pigeon pose. Slide your right leg back either on the toes or on the tops of the feet, as long as your toes aren't sickling in. Find a little scissor action here again to elevate yourself. And exhale, fold in to soften. Breathing into your left hip. Noticing if it feels any different from your right side and acknowledging that that is okay. It's just great. No one has a symmetrical body. So embrace the asymmetry, embrace the paradox here. One side can be tighter than the other. One side can be more open. It doesn't matter. Welcome it all here on your mat. Breathing in spaciousness to your hip. And exhaling to let something go out of it. One more breath in. And slowly walk your hands back in. Open your heart up. Plant your hands, tuck your right toes. Lift your left leg up to the sky for a few knee circles in this Ekapada Adho Mukha Svanasana. And exhale, slowly bring the left foot down. Here in our last dog of the day, let's drink it in. Exhale to let it go. Inhale to look ahead of you. And here, we're going to have a little more arm balance play time before we close. So walk your hands to the back of the mat. So you're standing at the back. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold in, bend your knees, place your hands down for crow pose. We did this in class last week too, but it was so fun. I figured let's do it again. Plant the hands down, bend the elbows, bring the knees higher onto your arms. Lean forward, look ahead of you for crow. Lift one foot off the ground. Maybe place it down. Maybe lift another foot off the ground, or maybe bring both feet up towards your glutes. Hold for the inhale. And exhale, slowly bring the feet down. Extend your legs long, halfway lift. Exhale, come forward a few more inches. We're going to crawl like this to the top of the mat with little crows. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to elongate. Exhale to fold. Come forward, crow pose. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Inhale to extend. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift up, crow pose. Draw your belly in. Working on the core today. Really draw it in. Send the back of your heart higher. Exhale, bring your feet down. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. You might have one more crow pose in you to get to the true top. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. And come into a really long forward fold at the top of your mat. Wrap your hands around your elbows. Maybe sway a little bit here. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold back in, and one more crow pose. You can either take it or leave it. We're gonna be stepping back into basically on our bellies. So come forward onto a crow first if you wanna join me. Lean forward, look ahead of you a little bit. Chase your heels towards your glutes, lift up, inhale. And exhale, you can step back or draw your belly in, use the strength of your arms to support you. And exhale to shoot your legs back, chaturanga. And all the way to your belly. Inhale, cobra pose, keep it gentle. Exhale, send your hips back. Cross your legs and simply come to sit. Now, so funny, I asked you to get a strap for the start of class and we didn't even do that delicious stretch. I'll totally admit it. So let's take our strap now for that yummy stretch to close class instead. Take your strap and hold it wide to start. Hold it overhead, stretch your arms apart. And as you inhale, open your heart, swoop your hands back. Exhale, bring it in to contract. If you need it to be more of an aggressive opener, you could take your hands at a shorter distance on your strap or a wider distance if you need it to be easier. But continue these rotations for a few more breaths, forward and back as you wish. Maybe pausing at moments that feel like really juicy heart openings, huge breaths there. And eventually coming forward, placing the strap aside. Coming into Janu Shirshasana here, your left foot's gonna come inside your right thigh. Move the flesh away from your sitting bones. And we're gonna come into kind of more of a side bend variation here. So take your right palm to your left thigh and press it down. Reach your left arm up and side bend over to the right. Maybe you grab your right foot, but it doesn't matter. Breathe here. Big breaths into your left side waist. One more breath. Exhale to rise and simply switch sides. Extend your left leg long. Bring the right sole of your foot inside the left leg. Take your left hand to your right thigh and press it down as an anchor. Reach your right arm up and exhale, side bend over. Maybe grab your foot, maybe you don't, it doesn't matter. Breathe into your right side waist. Softening the breath. Softening everything. For one more inhale over here. And exhale, slowly bring your arms up. Stretch your legs out in front of you. Inhale, reach your arms up high. Exhale, lower down all the way onto your back. We did a lot of contraction through the belly today, so let's stretch our belly out in a simple little bridge pose. Plant your feet down, bend your knees. Take your arms alongside you, press your palms down, and simply lift your hips off the earth. Use the strength of your quads to pump your heart a little more forward. And keep holding here. Maybe take your hands underneath your hips to elevate yourself a little more. Or interlace your hands underneath you, whatever variation of bridge pose you like. And of course, you could take Urdhva Dhanurasana or upward facing bow, but I'm offering a softer way to close class today. So take what you need. Keep breathing here for 3. Opening your heart for 2. And on 1, slowly lower your hips to the ground. Bring your soles of your feet together and let your knees go out wide for happy baby pose. And if this doesn't feel good on your low back, you could do the opposite, which would be walking your feet out wide and crashing your knees toward one another. Choose what it is you need to close practice today. I'll be taking reclined butterfly or Supta Baddha Konasana. Allow your hips to go wide. Allow your body to sink deeper in towards the earth, into the mat beneath you. And enjoy Shavasana here for as long as you have time for. I always suggest at least 5 minutes. So this is where I will close class today. If you want to bring your hands to your heart, you can do so. And acknowledge the work you did today to embrace the wild paradox that is our practice, that is our lives. Thank you for being strong and soft with me today. Have a beautiful day.